the industry was huge. They were having private car service for all of their top employees. They were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on photo shoots and sending their editors to different places in the world, like, to do all these things. It was a heyday of these things, and it was fabulous. It looked fabulous.
It looked fabulous, at least.
It inspired a whole generation of girls and boys. But, you know, we talking about the girls because we're girls.
Right.
To go into these industries, and then it's like, once we're finally old enough to go into the industries, they've changed. Welcome to Between Sisters, where we give you real talk between real sisters. Each week we use TV, movies, books, and music as a mirror for real life, because the stories we love, they always say more about us than we think. Hey, I'm Corrine.
And I'm Kayla.
And welcome back to Between Sisters. Today we got inspired by The Devil Wears Prada 2, which we thought it was so cute. We thought it was so timely. We thought it was so fun to step back into that world.
Yeah.
Because that's one of our favorite movies. Yeah. The first one.
The first one, for sure. And it felt, honestly, it just felt, in a way, nostalgic, but just... It was a fresh take on it, so I kind of loved it.
Well, yeah, it didn't feel like, oh, we're just gonna make a sequel. It felt right and timely, and this was the time to do it.
Yeah.
We also felt what they were talking about, because growing up in the 2000s, everything was media girl.
Yes.
Everything, like all the good movies. The Devil Wears Prada 1.
Yeah.
13 Going on 30.
Even Bratz.
Right.
Even the Bratz, they ran a magazine.
They literally ran Bratz magazine.
Yes.
And then the Tweeble were doing the other magazine.
Yeah.
Stop.
Like everything, all the it girls.
Fashion, journalism.
We're in journalism.
Everyone was in journalism. Oh my gosh. PR. Everyone was in PR. It was all of those agencies. And I think that it made it look so glamorous and so lovely. One, that was the heyday of it all.
What?
Publication, print media, journalism. Like, that was the heyday of it all. The budgets were huge. The industry was huge. They were having private car service for all of their top employees. They were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on photo shoots and sending their editors to different places in the world, like, to do all these things. It was a heyday of these things, and it was fabulous. It looked fabulous.
It looked fabulous, at least.
It inspired a whole generation of girls and boys. But, you know, we talking about the girls because we're girls.
Right.
To go into these industries, and then it's like, once we're finally old enough to go into the industries, they've changed.
Yeah.
So it's not so much about print media, even though there's a big push right now for print media to come back. Everyone's so into, like, I'm going to subscribe to a magazine. Like, I have 2 magazine subscriptions. I'm subscribed to Vogue and Essence.
Yeah. I'm glad it's having a push to come back, because it's kind of what we grew up on, you know, just reading all the magazines, you know, like you said, Essence and everything. So I'm kind of loving that it's having a push to come back.
But, like, everyone, like, I have a huge vinyl collection. A lot of my friends have huge vinyl collections. That's coming back. Just, like, physical. One of my friends has now started a CD collection. Remember when we used to have CDs?
Yes.
So, you know, we're all getting vinyls and stuff, but, like, some people have started CD collections. Like, people are really trying to consciously make an effort to do it, but it's still not what it was.
No.
And I feel like people are mourning what they thought they were going to come into now that we're old enough. They're like, oh, I thought I was going to come into the industry and it looked like this, and it doesn't look like that.
I can agree to that. Even with, like, fun entertainment things, like when you see old videos of people at the club, it's like, this is what I thought the club was going to look like, and it does not look like that anymore. Like, things just have changed, and it's like, you know, and they're like, this is not the adulthood I was promised or whatever. I feel that.
Because of section culture.
Yes.
Which I will admit to being a part of the problem, because I'm like, I don't want to go. There's a section because I want to be able to be in the section but you know why? Actually, I'm not going to say I'm part of the problem, because they set that system up that way. If you don't have a section at the club, there's no dance floor. So you're just like standing in the in between of sections in the club, and you feel awkward.
But also the problem now is people don't even dance anymore. So that's why they're not, focusing on dance floors. Before, that was the focus. You go out to dance. Now people are going out to stand on the wall or stand by the, stand in their section and not do anything for real and just drink.
And I love a good sit on the couch.
Yeah.
With the drink and the bop. But, times have changed. I'm all about embracing, okay, yes, times have changed. Yes, the industry is not what we thought it was, especially just all of entertainment.
Yeah.
It's just totally different. And the budgets are like cut in a fourth for everything across the board. TV, film, publication, movie, everything. But I'm like, okay, what it is now, there are different opportunities now, right? So there's a sense of, you can, like we're doing now, you can start doing something and make something on your own.
Yeah.
Right. And be able to push it out more than you would have been able to back in the day. You would have had to have a radio thing or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't just post a podcast. You would have had to have a deal. You would have had to,
and that's the good thing.
Gatekeepers are not as prevalent, and more people can be able to do. So I'm like, okay, yes, you can more than that, but also there's other things that are good that are happening.
Yeah, and I like that. And there's pros and cons to everything, because now everyone can kind of have their voice, and that's a good thing. And sometimes you're like, you know what, maybe these people don't need to say nothing, but that's neither here nor there. But there is, good in everyone being able to kind of just forge your own path.
Right.
So I kind of like that. Before, it was like there's one set way, and a lot of people didn't know what that way was. So it's better now in a way.
And I think the problem is people look at it as a negative, because everyone's like, everyone has a podcast mic, everyone has, you know what I'm saying? But that's not true. And I think people think it's more saturated than it is. Because, okay, they're saying everyone wants to be an influencer, right? Sure, everyone's posting influencer content, but there are only a small amount of people, one, who are consistent, two, who are posting it at a quality, and not saying camera quality or anything like that, because you can build that up,
right? But
like, they're posting it with substance that people are actually coming for, being themselves, something that they can sustain, because some people are just trying to do anything, throw it at the wall, and then it's like, well, it's hard to continue that because you don't know where you're going. Like, so it's actually less saturated than you think. You're just looking at everybody doing it. Like, no, you can see the people who are steadily trying to build and say the course. So I feel like the fact that a lot of people try doesn't mean anything.
And I hate the phrase like, oh, this market is oversaturated, because people don't say that about everything. Like, you know how many clothing brands there are, and there's still going to be new ones. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, this isn't oversaturated. How many makeup brands? Like, that's what I think about when people say, oh, podcasting is oversaturated. Influencers, it's oversaturated. No, like, there's always going to be something new, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, there's room for everyone. Yeah, just be yourself. I feel like there's room for everybody. That would be like saying, oh, like Rihanna, don't start Fenty because the lingerie market's oversaturated, or no, there's room for everyone to grow and do their own thing.
Yeah. And as long as you're growing and getting better, it doesn't matter where you start. Like, you can continue to get better. So I feel like that's an excuse for people. Or, sometimes people are like, they've thought about it and then they don't want to do it. So then they tear down others who are going after it, which is fine. Like, the people who are going after it really don't care what you have to say, but I'm just saying the fact that it's shifted is sad, but also there are ways that we can try and move to the new.
Yeah.
Right?
Make it your own.
Make it your own. Because I even know a lot of people are talking about influencers being on red carpets, being red carpet correspondents. And like a lot of people are upset about that and things of that nature. And then they're just now saying stuff and talking about outside their head. Like, oh, you need to do this and this and this to do this and this and this. But obviously things are changing, right?
Yeah.
So how can we pivot so that we can stay up with the times? Like the girls who can pivot and move slowly, you know, through these things, those are the ones who I'm seeing are staying up with the times.
And honestly, I think a lot of people don't realize that a lot of these influencers are actually very educated in their field. Even if they, you know, maybe didn't go to college or something like that, they have studied their field. You know, the ones who are really pushing forward to like do those type of like journalism, you know, things like that. They're not just talking out the side of their neck. Like the people who are on that level, they're not just, you know, doing things just to do it. This is seriously something that's their craft that they're putting their all into. So I feel like you can see the difference when you see those type of influencers who are now, you know, red carpet correspondents and just things like that. Even the ones you see who are on the red carpet, but you see that their looks are like really thought out and conceptualized. Like people are researching. They're not just doing things just to do it.
Listen, some people are and some people aren't.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to be anywhere in life. So to me, getting online and complaining about it all the time is not helping me figure out what I'm going to do. Right? I'm just going to figure out what I'm going to do.
Right.
Because people start to only post the negative. And then it's like, well, I don't want to follow your page anymore. Because I'm starting to get a little sad when I look at your page. You know what I'm saying?
Irritated. When things are negative all the time, I get irritated.
Yeah. And I feel like it's like, okay, are you hating? There's room for everybody. And I understand that it's like, maybe you were like frustrated that you didn't get a position. But I feel like if you're gracious and you're still working and you're still putting in your thing, you're going to get your just due.
Right.
Because there's the people see it. And like I always see under their posts, like people are like, oh my gosh, love what you're doing. So I'm like, there are people that are out here supporting you. Like, you got this, girl. Like, don't worry about who is there and where you are. The comparison is like because everyone's at a different place for a reason.
Yeah. And if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. Okay. That's what I say.
Okay. I just feel like there's so many more ways to do it. A lot of people are saying now the way that it's going now, it's not sustainable. But I feel like it's that on both fronts. Layoffs, which they showed in the movies, are running rampant
in every field.
It almost feels like the 9 to 5, we were brought up to think the 9 to 5 is sustainable,
right?
But it's shaky now because there's so many layoffs. So it's like, is the 9 to 5
right
sustainable? I feel like everyone is now trying to straddle both because neither one or the other is sustainable. That's why I'm like, being able to move and pivot. I'm seeing, you know, I watch the girls I always think you should I like to read autobiographies or memoirs to just learn from people who have done it. And the autobiographies and memoirs, you will notice they pivot.
You have to.
I'm reading Bevy Smith's memoir right now. It's called Bevelations. Bevy Smith she has like a radio show and she has a dining series called Dinner with Bevy and like all these things. TV correspondent, host, she's acting, she's on a Vertical series. All these things. She has a memoir and she was a ad sales like person for fashion ads for like 10 years. before she even went on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And then she pivoted, right? And used her experience and her connections and all the things from back then to pivot. So I just feel like those things are preparing you for the next thing. So to compare yourself to someone else and where they're at doesn't make any sense, because you have to have if she didn't have those experiences and connections and all the things, she might have made it to the same place that she is, but it would have looked different, right?
And I think that's just a case of using your strengths and being able to move into your own lane. Like she used the things that she knew, her strengths. I think a lot of people don't think about that in a way. I feel like people are just trying to like start things just to be like, okay, what's going on? What's popping?
What's gonna make me some money?
Right. What's going to make me some money? But really, if you think about what are you good at? What are you passionate about? What's something that, and I feel like people overlook it. Like you could be a really amazing chef, like a really amazing cook, and you're not thinking about it because you're like, oh, I'm just cooking for my family.
Right.
Girl, post that video you cooking for your family. Right. You know what I mean? You never know what that's going to turn into. You can have your own seasonings. You don't know. Yeah. But I feel like people are overlooking their own strengths, just trying to get a quick buck on something.
For sure. Yeah. And not everyone wants to be an influencer and things like that. But you can just use it in different ways. So like if you love to cook and you feel like, okay, maybe I want to go to culinary school, maybe I want to open a food truck, like just like something like that you can do. I feel like there are ways that you can hone your gift and act in your zone of genius and just do that. And you have to start somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. I don't think it's bad to start, because you have to make it exist to make it better. So
we're big on that. That's like
that's what we're doing
right now.
People say Gen Z is soft and lazy. They say that Gen Z is lazy boots, lazy down.
Bums.
They don't want to work.
I just don't understand that, because I feel like Gen Z, okay, we do a lot of the streaming, the, digital world. You know how hard that is to do all of that? How much work that takes?
They said y'all not doing it though.
I don't understand that. I'm like, it takes a lot to be streaming all the time, or to be, setting up a podcast. Like it's not just, okay, I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. Like if you want to, be really successful, it takes planning and work and
to hone your craft.
Like,
become better. There's always how do I become better? And you have to do to become better. Right. So there's a level of grace that like people should have, but also, child, the way I work at my job and the way my coworkers that are my age work at my job, I don't see the laziness. Maybe there are people, there's going to be lazy people in every generation, right? There's going to be people who are not doing stuff in every generation, right? I personally am seeing people bust their butts every day.
Yeah.
We are, I was coming in at one point an hour before everyone at my job, just to make sure I had all of the notes from the morning meeting that was happening that everyone took at home. I was in the office making a whole detailed email about all of these things so that when everyone comes in the office, it's in their inbox. I was there an hour early, and I stayed probably more than not, I've stayed until like 10 p.m. working. I have gone plenty of Saturdays, plenty of things. Some people don't do that, but like I knew that's what I had to do to get to where I needed to go, right? So that's what I was doing, and I wasn't the only one. There are other people working. So it's like there are people working. Maybe you ran into someone who's lazy, and that's fine. You're always going to run into people that are lazy. There are more people lazy than not, but that's every generation.
And also with this generation, we're running into, you're applying for jobs and they want X amount of years of experience for like an entry level position.
And that doesn't make sense.
And that doesn't make sense. But it's like, it's showing how we have to start grinding so early to get, you know, internship experience. Like people are, there are high schoolers over here grinding. You know what I'm saying?
By the
like
time I graduated, I think I had like 5 internships.
Yeah.
And I remember on my third internship, we had they do the lunch and talks, the lunch and learns. Lunch and learn. And one of the really senior execs from this company was doing a lunch and learn, and she had just talked to me, and she was like, I was showing her my resume, and she was like, girl, what? And then she went up at the lunch and learn. She's like, guys, I want to reiterate, make sure you guys are having fun. Like, I just spoke to someone on their third internship.
Not you. You were the example. Like,
and then it was so funny because me and my friend just looked at each other because we knew we just. She was like, I just spoke to someone on their third internship, and I'm just like, I hope you're like taking time to go out and have fun and like not like just like working yourself so hard. And I'm like, girl, trust me, I am. You have no idea my time management.
Yeah. A lot of people don't have good time management, and they're working themselves to the bone.
I understand it's 101.
They're working themselves to the bone, and it's like people. I just don't understand the lazy connotation with Gen Z. Like I
think there's a lot of examples of Gen Z working really hard for you not to lap in the whole generation.
Right. We had to work, honestly, and if this could be a hot take, whatever. We have to work way harder than the older generations did.
And it's a different type of work.
So that's what it is.
That's the disconnect.
Yeah.
I also feel like Gen Z, which they show really well in the movie, doesn't really take the disrespect. Oh. Like, I feel like work environments have changed throughout movements and people coming forward.
Thank God.
I'm so thankful for the people who came before us and really like paved the way for us to have a safe place where we can be, you know, like the Me Too movement and like all these things that helped us.
Even the Crown Act.
The Hair Crown Act.
Yeah.
Gosh, I was just about to say that. Crown Act. Because even like I'll talk to someone and they're like, you know how you wear your hair like curly or like sometimes you have braids? We couldn't do that.
Right.
Back in the day. And I'm like, wow, like I can't even imagine not being able to wear my hair.
Yeah.
So I'm so thankful for that. But I feel like sometimes that makes people think that we're soft because we're not like, well, no, you can't walk in and throw your coat on my face.
Right.
And like not say anything to me.
And not even acknowledge my real name.
Yeah.
Or
call me anything.
Yeah.
And like, no, that's abusive.
Yeah.
You cannot throw things at me. You cannot throw. I heard someone had a stapler thrown at their head one time. It's like you can't do that.
You can't silence people, you know.
So I think it was for the best, but I think that's why people say Gen Z is soft, because they're like, you don't know what we went through. And I'm like, I mean, thank you for allowing us not to have to go through that, right?
Right.
And I feel like, okay, people say that we don't believe in paying our dues. That is a lie.
Yeah.
You see all them people are dang near working for free now. Okay? Because I also want to talk about the cost of the cost of working in cool industries, right? Because cool industries are like entertainment and all the things, because there are a lot of fun perks that come with working in that industry, but because there are so many amazing fun perks that come in this industry, and it allows you, if you're a creative person, it allows you to be in your creativity while still working a structured job, if you will. There's so much competitiveness that you're kind of able to have low pay, or like people will work for free just to be there, right? So it's like, why am I going to pay you this if she's going to do it for free?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that it's coming into, I work in the entertainment industry. Coming into the entertainment industry, it's a blessing to get one of those positions, because it is so hard to. But my first 2 internships were unpaid. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
By my 3rd internship, I was paid. But sometimes to get to 3rd internship, you have to have experience, right?
Exactly.
So then you can't get that internship if you didn't do the unpaid internships.
Right.
And then it's like a whole cycle of like,
and then if you didn't do those internships, then once you don't get the job
because they're like, where's the experience or where's the connection or something like that. So it's kind of like at the college level, you kind of have to like put in some reps a little to get in.
And I also want to say too, I know people they try to get paid internships first or whatever. They overlook the unpaid internships sometimes. But sometimes it's about even just the people you meet. Like you can meet so many great people doing those unpaid and learning too, but doing those unpaid internships that they'll recommend you for the higher, positions. So
yeah,
and you just learn a lot, of course. But it's so a lot of times
not everyone can do that or take that. Just like do what you can. You know what I'm saying? But I said that to say that we don't believe in paying our dues.
Crazy.
You have to pay your dues in an industry like this.
Crazy.
You have to get in. Coming in from just like a regular we're talking about standard, like just trying to get in, right? You have to, put in the work. So I don't think that's true. But I loved the conversation that The Devil Wears Prada 2 has brought up, because that is real life going on in the industry. It's layoffs left and right.
Yes.
Budgets slashed. Can we bring back print media? I think it's so fab.
I think it's something special about just having a physical copy of something. Like
I love physical books.
Yeah, just it's special.
I love audiobooks too, but I love a physical book. I love the way the pages feel.
Yeah,
like yes, physical media is the best. So I don't know, maybe we can like all band together and just decide, you know what, we're so back. Now we're gonna take a second to do a segment that we close every episode out with, which is called Sister Sound Off. That's where we get 30 seconds to speak our mind. Sister Sound Off is where we take 30 seconds to pause the conversation and speak our mind. Hear us out. So I'll go first. Let me put 30 seconds on the clock. Oh, yeah, I'm putting 15 minutes on the clock. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. I will not be sitting here rambling y'all for 15 minutes. Okay, 30 seconds and go. I recently saw Les Alfred's episode of She's So Lucky podcast. I watched that one a lot. She said, and she got this from Trisha Lee, who was on Owning Manhattan. She said, stop complaining about the hands you were dealt, and if you have a seat at the table, play that hand and play to win. I said, okay. Play that hand and play to win. And I just felt like that was such a good sister sound off for this episode, because that is exactly what we're talking about the point of entry kind of being more accessible now. Okay, you want to work in this industry, we wanted a podcast, we play the hand we're dealt and we play to win, and we start doing the podcast. Because some people are like, oh, you have to be a celebrity already, you have to do this, you have to do that, but we just want to produce a podcast. We're not celebrities. We want to produce a podcast. So guess what, we're playing the hand and we're playing to win. Yeah. It's straight like that.
That's it. Period.
I loved that. I said, that was a word, honey.
It was. I love Trisha.
Yeah, Trisha Lee. We love you, Trisha
like
Lee.
So much.
I've seen, after Owning Manhattan, I watched a bunch of interviews she was on. And every interview I was like, that's what I'm talking about. All right, you ready?
Yes.
And go.
So recently I've had a few people come to me and tell them that you and I are actually inspiring them by us just doing this podcast. And I'm like, well, it was crazy just to hear one person say it, but to hear multiple people say it, I was like, wow, we must be doing something right. But in that same token, I just want to tell everyone, don't let you be the thing that holds you back. That's kind of just what I got from it, because everyone was kind of like, oh, I kind of want to do this. I want to start this. And you're inspiring me. I'm way over. Sorry. But just do it. When they start asking me questions, they're like, oh, wow. Like, you really are just, I'm like, yeah, we said we're going to do this. So we did it. We're not going to hold ourselves back. We're not going to be the what if. That's like one of my biggest fears in life, is having my what if be at my own hand. Because I just didn't try it. Like, you were just too lazy or procrastination or too scared, whatever it is. But it was your own doing. That's one of my biggest fears in life. So I'm just like, I hope we can inspire you to just do whatever it is, whatever field, at least try.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That was crazy. That line that you just said, you're scared that you would hate for a what if to be at your own hand. I said, like, you know, when it's like it zooms out of the Ratatouille. Yeah. I said, oh my goodness. Whew, that was, y'all better take that.
Yeah.
Because if I would have stood up right now. Let me go and do what I need to do.
Right.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching. Please let us know down in the comments what you feel about this topic. We want to hear from you. Have you seen Devil Wears Prada 2? We also want to hear what you thought about it. Yes. And if you have a sister sound off, let us know. We will see you next time. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We can't wait to see you next time. Bye.
Bye.